starting when you see the banner over there, falun dafa is in Changchun, that's banner, the blue
Yes.
one. So what do you feel, the green one? So what do you feel at the time? What did you feel like a kind of energy, why you want to like, have tears, you have tears in your eyes?
I'm very moved by what's happening, and I want to do something about it. That's very simple. It's
you read it?
Pardon?
You read the story over there? You read the story over there? So what touched your heart? What had touched your heart? So you said that you were moved by what? What did you do?
I'm moved by the struggle of the people of Falun Dafa to live the lives that they want to live, and that they're being prevented from living in China. That upsets me.
Were you in the other booths? You see there's a Falun Dafa booth, the yellow one, yellow tent.
I walked past there, but I haven't, haven't really made any contact.
But why this one is like moved your heart? Like you would feel like your heart is moved by this tent. Have you thought about that? Because there are different Falun Dafa booths in this event.
Yeah, I didn't make a distinction about them. I've been talking to a number of people to let them know that I want to do something. And Helion is the first person that took me up on this. And I appreciated that very much, that she was listening and that she had the ability to connect me with reporters so I could tell my story and hopefully move along to find other ways of getting the truth out. I know when I speak to Vision Times or Epic Times, I realize that I'm speaking to a lot of Falun Dafa people who already know what's going on. And I want to be able to reach the American people who don't know what's going on, who have the wrong impressions. That's what I want to try. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do that.
Right. Yeah, it's great.
I mean, I speak to a lot of people, and I didn't give you my background as a consultant, but some of the people that I've worked for and helped elect. One of them is Chuck Schumer, who's now the highest Democrat in the U.S. Senate. I was his strategist for his campaign when he first ran for Congress. That was 30 more years ago. And I don't know whether you've heard of John Lewis in Georgia, who was one of the foremost leaders of the civil rights movement. He just died 2 years ago, but he was a very important member of Congress. And I worked for several governors of New Jersey, a bunch of others. But this is not about me. This is about what can be done to convince people. And I think I'm articulate in explaining to people what this is and talking about my experience. And what I didn't say here, I love Middletown. I've only been here for like 8 months, and I can see with my own eyes what Falun Gong is doing to bring Middletown back to life, okay? You walk through the downtown and you see different stores. Some of them don't even identify it as being Falun Dafa, but you go in and you talk to the storekeeper and you see that, and you see that there is a big investment in this very special place, and there would be many stores downtown that would be empty if it weren't for Falun Dafa. So I love that, and I love that in what's a new country now for the people of Falun Dafa, that you've made a home here and become part of the community and are contributing to the community, like an art festival that anybody can come from, music, and all of those, and you know, all in that way, you help spread the culture. But the culture is more than delicious food and more than beautiful music. It's also people need to know about what Falun Dafa is and how they're being persecuted, and if enough people in this country speak out, maybe we can help make some change. I don't know, but that, in my little way, I want to help do that.
Yeah. So your idea is through your own, not your own channel, but personally, if you meet the
Personally, and I'm going to see now what kind of channels or podcasts are out there where I might be able to say things like that. I have to do a little bit of research now and find out what are the best. I mean, there's so many people who are talking about what's going on in the world, the podcasts, the radio programs, and so on. Most of my life, I have not gone on television. Most political consultants will go on television and talk about their feelings and so on. I haven't done that with my candidates because I feel that I'm not, if I do that, I'm not really helping them. I'm helping myself. I'm putting attention on me, and my job is to put attention on them. But for this, I'm willing to be interviewed or speak out so people can hear and see an American who is involved in politics and government, and who's been part of the important struggles that have happened in this country over the years, and who sees this as being an important cause for people to get involved in. That's where I'm coming from. Communications director for the city of Newark, New Jersey, for housing and economic development. And I'm also a political consultant. I've been involved in electing many members of the United States Congress. And my first understanding or first contact with Falun Gong was all of the negatives that are out there, and I believed them because I didn't know better. I had no other information. What I would read in the New York Times or New Yorker magazine, that was my impression, and that's the impression probably of millions of Americans. We have not been given an accurate picture of Falun Gong. We've been given just the opposite. The word cult is the word that's used more often when people are describing Falun Gong in a negative way. And Falun Gong is not a cult. A cult is an organization that one man controls the lives of everybody, tells everybody what to do. And Falun Gong is a practice which is very much like other Asian practices that involve meditation, Buddhism, for example. And it's also part, although it's new, it's also old. It's part of a long tradition of practices that involve meditation, that involve the body, the human body. And so I moved here to Middletown about 8 months ago, and one of the first things I did was to go to a festival, a Chinese New Year's festival, and I saw these beautiful dances and music very much like here, and the mayor of Middletown spoke there. And so over the last 8 months, I've become very familiar and very interested in Falun Dafa. I've been to most of your festivals. I've spoken to many people. The woman who was the person at my bank, at TD Bank, introduced me to her experience. She was a member of Falun Dafa, and she and her father had been imprisoned in a labor camp in China for over a year before they were able to get away and come here. And I was very impressed with how intelligent she was, and very angry when I learned what's happening in China to the Falun Dafa. I should step back and say that ever since I was a teenager in high school, when I became aware of the way that blacks were treated in this country, I became an activist in high school in the civil rights movement. And ever since then, I've dedicated my life to defending people who are victims of injustice. And that's why I exist, I believe, on this planet. And so when I learned about what is being done in China to the Falun Dafa and some of the history there, I became really angry, and I decided I need to do something to help. And I think what I probably can do would be most helpful is to explain to American people what the truth is. We don't know the truth at all. Too many people think it's a cult because of what we read. I mean, most people are not aware, but those that are aware, they read about Shenyang, it's a beautiful thing, but they also read about children who are forced to dance and forced to participate, and people who left there and are unhappy. But that's not what it's really about. So anyway, my job, that I'm taking it on myself, whatever I can do to let people know. And I want to make contact with some of the leaders of Falun Dafa, or some of the people that are putting out information about it, because I think I have a unique perspective. I'm not a member of Falun Dafa. In fact, I respect most religions, most religious practices, but I judge religions and religious practices based on how the people who are members of that group treat others. To me, that's the important thing. It doesn't matter what God you believe in. It doesn't matter what your understanding is of the origin of the universe, or any of that. It's how you treat other people. Now, you know, the Christian religion, for example, the teachings of Jesus were all about love your neighbor, and yet over the centuries, Christians have killed people. There have been wars over religion. But I see in Falun Gong, your 3 basic principles are exactly how people should behave toward each other. So anyway, that's why I'm here. That's what I'm trying to do. If there's some way that I can be helped to meet other people in Falun Dafa who I can talk to about helping and developing a larger audience. I need to reach people. For the city of Newark, I produce some television shows and social media myself. I want to speak the truth and have others learn the truth. That's what I'm about. And I want to the extent that I can, a little way, whatever I can do to correct the injustice that the people of Falun Gong are experiencing.